guys, thank you so much, Dr. Pace, for letting me do this via video. I really wish I could be there with you, but at least this way you guys get to see my presentation, and then I'll hopefully get to FaceTime in so that I can see your guys's. Before I kind of go into my poster, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I got into the principal program and just kind of what led me to this. So I remember getting an email from you and it talked about the principalship program, and I thought, is this really something I'm interested in? You know, I'd finished my master's, I really want to go back to school. And so I talked with my principal at the time, and she's actually now my mentor principal, which is kind of fun. And I said, do you see this as something I should look into? You know, do you think leadership is where I should head? And she said, absolutely, this is exactly where I can see you, you know, heading in the future. And so I talked to my husband when I got home that night, and I said, you know, they have this program, this principalship program through UNI, and my husband's a UNI graduate. He did his undergrad work at UNI, and so of course he went, well, yeah, you need to go. You need to be a Panther. And I always joked, I'm like, man, you UNI grads, you know, you bleed purple and gold. You are hardcore. And so he was very, very amped that that was something that I was going to do. So when I decided that that was kind of the role I was going to, or the way I was going to go, I had just changed my position from being an elementary school teacher to then going to the collegiate level and teaching at Northwestern in their undergrad program. And I thought, well, this makes sense. I'll go into educational leadership, you know, and that way I can finish my doctoral degree, and this principalship program will just be a part of it. And so I really entered the program not thinking I'm going to be a principal someday. You know, I just thought this will get me to that next degree, and then I'll learn some leadership qualities along the way, you know. So what I've noticed is over the course of the year through our classes, and then just even this summer with our on-campus with leadership seminar, I'm amazed at how much this fire for education and for leadership has just kind of reignited within me. I feel like sometimes teachers get in kind of a rut, and it's been a really tough year at Northwestern, and I kind of felt like, wow, is this really what I want to do? Is this kind of where I'm supposed to be headed? And just with these classes and with seminar and just the real life application, I'm amazed at how much I am so excited about what's going to happen in the future, and to hopefully be a principal, not hopefully, but to be a principal someday. And I feel like I'm finally back where I need to be, and so I'm so excited for kind of this journey to start. So what I want to do is just kind of go through my poster, and then I'll talk just a little bit at the end, okay? All right, so what I've got, and I'll kind of move this a little bit so you guys can see, is, there we go. As I kind of was making this poster and looking through what I wanted it to kind of say and to reflect on, I really wanted to start with the process, and at the top of, during seminar, we talked about, you know, what is leadership? What does effective leadership look like? And so when you see all the blue fish following the red fish, it's how am I as that red fish going to lead in the most positive and effective manner? And I feel like seminar really has given me an idea of and tools to use of what I want to do to be an effective leader. The next one is another day where it says culture, and sorry, it's kind of hard for you to read, but I'll be able to tell you what that is, was the day that we had them come in, some of the professors come in, and I'm sorry, I'm completely blanking on her name, from Waterloo, but they were talking about just the culture and what it means to, you know, be culturally efficient. And it kind of dawned on me during that day that, you know, when I talk about culture, a lot of times I think about race, and I think about ethnicity, and I think about, you know, the color of your skin or your economic background, and that's really not just what this is. And the culture of your is really about the values and the attitudes, the beliefs, the customs, and just how you are going to create a culture of learning and a safe culture community in your building someday. And I feel like that was an aha moment for me during seminar. The next one that I want to talk about is just kind of the bottom where it says team, and it's all about collaboration. And you know, we always hear that acronym together, everyone achieves more, but it really has been during seminar and getting to know my cohort more, just about the collaboration and the discussions that we have outside of class. It's just really amazing, and I feel like it really is all about collaboration. How am I as a principal going to effectively collaborate with my building? You know, but keep in contact with those mentors that I have to help me through, you know, some of these tough situations I'm going to be dealt with. And even, you know, talking with my cohort more as we kind of continue on in this program. is so incredibly important. The next one that I want to talk about is kind of to the left where it has the director's mark where it talks about my role, and that was the day at the office. And I feel like so many of us were so nervous. I know I was, and as I kind of kept watching everybody else's scenarios, I got even more nervous, and I thought, okay, before I went up there, that it's just being you, and what would you do when, these situations come? And while I was very thankful that the situation was about basketball, because I know a little bit about basketball, I felt like that type of confrontation, it didn't scare me as I thought it would. Usually I'm pretty good with confrontation, and even though I was nervous, I just felt like I was able to kind of walk through that. It wasn't perfect, but I was able to walk through it and actually see myself in that role as a principal, so that was really kind of an affirming moment for me in this class. The one right above it is it's what's my plan. It's a goal. Without a plan is just a dream. And I feel like when Dr. Huckstad came in and talked about the entry plan and just kind of, what's going to set you apart when you're going into a role as a principal, or when you're going into interview for a principal role. And I felt like that action plan made so much sense to me, of just, let's lay it out there. You have to have a plan, and you have to kind of take that interview as, this is your school. What are you going to do? And I think that was a moment in this course where I felt like, yeah, what am I going to do when I walk into that interview for a principal job someday? How am I going to kind of show this is what it's about? In the top right-hand corner, it says networking. It has all the little people with connections, and I think that's just been kind of fun to see when I've been on campus during this class and talking with people about this program, and just everybody knows somebody who was a part of this program or who taught for this program, and I've heard absolutely nothing but amazing things about the UNI principalship program. So I think that's been really neat, just to see the networking and the people that we've met, just with the speakers that we've had. I feel like I have an amazing network now of people I can rely on and call up or email and say, hey, I'm part of this Lead Purple. I need some help. And I think that I know that they would be right there to help me out, which is kind of neat. The next one I have is in the bottom left-hand corner. It's balance. And this is something that I think I've always struggled with, because my career has always been kind of the most important thing, because I love what I do, and I love education, and I love working with little ones, and I love working with the teachers and staff. And I feel like this has been the hardest thing for me in transition of, becoming a mom, and then now becoming not just a mom of 2, but a mom of 4. And it makes me really nervous, because I want to be the best mom I can absolutely be, but my career has always been so incredibly important to me. And I think it was really neat during the principal spouse panel, where they talked about, it really is about balance, and you can have both. And I think that being a working mom, that's not that it's not important for a working dad, but being a working mom and being in a leadership role, I feel like that's something I needed to hear is okay to do, and it's okay to keep pursuing what you want to do career-wise, but your family will always come first, and you have to find that balance. And so I think that this has been really neat to just feel like, once again, I am finding kind of that niche career-wise, and I don't have to put it on hold, and I can do both. And so it's kind of neat to see that, and that's been probably one of the most reaffirming points that we've had during this course. The next one that I kind of wanted to talk about, which is in the top kind of middle, where it has a little school building and it moves to principal, and it kind of goes into the bottom where it says Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, where I feel like, okay, I was going to be a teacher, I did that for 8 years, okay, nope, I'm going to continue on in my degree, and I think I'll go to the collegiate level. That was kind of my Plan B, when really all along I think this principal thing is where it's at. I think this is more of a fit for me. And I remember my very first year as a teacher, I went in for my teacher evaluation, and it was, I think, in December of my first year. And I had a principal who's retired now, but she pulled me aside during the evaluation, and she said, have you ever considered being a principal? I started laughing, and I was like, oh yeah, funny. I'm a first year teacher, I'm 21. There's no way I'm ever going to do that someday. And she said, I'd really like to put you on our building leadership team. And I thought, wow, it's my first year. Are you sure? I don't think that's where I should be. But she saw something in me, and I thought that was something that was, I don't think about too often. And now, as I've kind of taken this new role on, I think, wow, she did. She saw something in me way back then. So I need to find her and just kind of talk with her and say, remember when you said you thought I'd be a principal? I think you were right. That's where I'm headed. So I think that that's something that's kind of cool. I'm going to move back over here. So the last one I wanted to talk about was kind of in the middle, where it talks about relationships matter. And if you've noticed anything about our cohort, we absolutely have the best cohort. I can say that hands down. But just about building those relationships and really connecting with people and feeling like you've got a solid group of people that have your back, that know what you're going through, that want everything in them for you to succeed. And I think that this whole Lead Purple idea and just this sense of community that we've built, just if you ever were to look at even like our group texts, they're hysterical, and it really is just about building this community and how we can joke about things, but at the same time, I know that when I become a principal, I'm going to be able to call any of them or text any of them or send out that group text and say, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. This is something brand new to me. Please help. And I feel like that's something that was just reaffirmed even more throughout this seminar course, throughout these summer classes on campus, is I really do now have this whole new set of people that I can really connect with on this level, because we're all in this together and we really are building these relationships together. So I thought it was kind of funny this past week when I found out when I went into the specialist and they said, you probably shouldn't travel, you really need to stay home. And I got really upset. I went, well, but it's the last week on campus and I'm missing classes. But really it was, I wanted to be there, and I wanted to see kind of what the speakers were. And yeah, I can watch it online, but it's not the same as having this collaboration and this discussion with my group. And so I was really kind of bummed, and I looked at my husband and I went, yeah, but this is my cohort. Like, I only get to see them this summer, And he laughed and he kind of looked at me and he said, yeah, now who bleeds purple and gold? And so I kind of laughed and I went, oh, yeah, I am definitely part of this UNI Lead Purple, this family now. So I've got my Panthers shirt on, but it was kind of funny where I felt like, oh, I get it. Yeah, I really did find like this sense of community and this sense of collaboration with these future principals. And I'm so blessed to be a part of this cohort with these educators, because I know that together we're going to do amazing things. And I can't wait to kind of see where their future takes all of us. So I wanted to say thank you for watching my presentation, and I look forward to seeing you guys here in just a little bit on FaceTime. See ya!